He taught us how to treat people much better than anybody else could have.
Generous, selfless, totally crazy.
Charming, influential, persuasive.
Trustworthy, funny.
I see him as what Tufts stands for. I mean, he's very intelligent and he's caring and he gives back. That's what Tufts is kind of in a nutshell.
As a coach, he's meant someone who was always able to bring the best out of me on my swimming. And as a friend, he's always somebody that you can count on and rely upon.
He came to campus to visit the campus, see the campus, and interview for the job. And at the time, I was the associate athletic director. I first met him when he walked into my office and introduced himself as Don Megerle from Springfield College. And at first, I wasn't sure it was him. He was so young looking at the time. He came in with Buster Brown shoes on, his short pants, and I liked him. He had a sense that he wasn't coming here just as a swimming coach. He was coming here as a teacher, a coach, a mentor, and an advisor and a counselor, and all those things rolled into one.
I have the great honor to have been one of Don's first captains. I dare say that we helped break Don in. He's one of the few coaches, I would say, that can reach beyond the athletic sphere and into the general student body. A lot of kids always light up when they hear his name because they know about his impact and influence not only on athletics but on the student body.
Because of the positive experience swimming for Coach, you always have a really strong attachment to the school.
Everything he told us was true, and although we weren't initial believers, he proved it to us. He established such a place in New England with Tufts swimming success that today still carries on, and it's now expected that Tufts teams will prevail.
He can't do enough to show how proud he is of Tufts and just to encourage others, you know, students, alums, to be proud of Tufts as well.
I think of Coach as an ambassador to the university. I saw him at all these national competitions over the years, wearing his Tufts hat, running the NCAA championships. Everybody around the country, Division I, II, III, they all know Tufts swimming because of Coach.
Tufts swimming is Don Megerle. That's the bottom line. So in his sport, he's affected that greatly. Honestly, he should be a sports psychologist. He's taught me individually so much about coaching and the way that you interact with your players. Maybe the greatest thing he ever told me was, there's beauty anywhere you look, you just have to be willing to find it.
Coach has probably the most diverse wardrobe.
And when he gets dressed up, he looks like the President of the United States.
He gets his sweatpants dry cleaned, and they're all like color-coded in his closet.
I've never seen his underwear, but I suspect it's got jumbos all over it.
Everything's perfectly starched and pressed, including his shorts.
Even in the middle of the winter when it's negative 15 degrees, he's wearing shorts.
Because he secretly thinks he has the best legs of anyone on the staff.
He's wearing short sleeves and he's wearing those stupid flip-flops.
Coach's attire really runs the gamut, but it's always entertaining and always appreciated.
In all my years in admissions, we always tried to look for students who would make a difference. Don's one of those special people who has made a difference. And that's what he's been through all these years, through working with his swimmers, through working with the Marathon Challenge. He's looked to actualize performance in others.
He is not about the wins and the losses. He's about how that person performs, how they succeed, and how they get to that point of succeeding.
One of the things that has always impressed me about Coach was the way that he was able to overcome what some would consider a subpar facility. Or, for example, Hamilton Pool's lanes are only 5'9" wide. The NCAA wants a minimum of 7 feet wide, but he just has a way of focusing on what really matters, and to him the pool didn't matter, so it didn't matter to you, the swimmer.
Coach was really thoughtful in how he planned training regimens and how you went about training. We didn't do a lot of yardage, we actually did a lot less than most people normally do. Every yard really had its purpose.
Coach, unlike anyone else I've ever known, unlocks the mind of the athlete, and he'll say it over and over to you. It's not your arms, it's not your legs, it's your mind that can unlock the true athlete.
Actually, I ended up not getting into Tufts. After I met Coach, I decided that that was the only place I wanted to go to school. I did a PG year in high school at a prep school just so I could go to Tufts. He was the reason I got into coaching. The experience I had at Tufts with the team, I wanted to be able to give that back to other swimmers as well, because it was awesome.
Everybody felt so confident in anything Coach said. I almost dropped out of school, and Coach convinced me to stay in school. It was a wonderful decision to stay in school and work on my academics while continuing to swim.
A large part of who I am today is because of Coach Megerle. He was so much more to me than a swimming coach. I think 350 kids have gone through Tufts University swimming for him, and I'd say the vast majority would say he was much more than a swimming coach.
He's a friend, as much as he is a mentor and a coach. You know, he's not only guided us when we needed a lot of guidance, but he's been there as a friend to hear and you know, someone who we could confide in when we needed to confide in.
At the time, my father was working and living overseas, and he filled that gap for a while as well, and just an incredible mentor and someone who really taught me many things.
Coach was there when I really needed him. I lost my parents rather suddenly. He dropped everything, and he literally spent about a week with me. I was actually wondering when he was going to go home.
It might be his favorite quote. People you lead don't care how much you know until they really know how much you care.
Don cares deeply about people, and if he cares about you, he'll go the extra mile. Every time I hire a new coach, I ask them to seek out mentors, and there's a lot on this staff, I think, that have a lot of wisdom to share, but none greater than Don Megerle.
I first met Don 4 years ago when I was interviewing for the head field hockey position. He was head of the committee, and I show up on campus and I call his cell phone, tell him that I'm here, and he says, "I'll be right down. You can't miss me. I'm really short and really handsome." I got hired. He sent me note cards, Tufts note cards in the mail. Then I got a sweatshirt. Then I moved into my new apartment, and a dozen roses came welcoming me to the school. So he's just been great since I've been here.
Tufts over the years has been blessed with many great teachers, and Don is one of them. He teaches students really important life lessons. How to believe in themselves, the importance of preparation, of determination, of hard work. He succeeds in getting students to understand that there's nothing that they can't accomplish.
He tells me exactly what to do for the goals that I want to accomplish, even though he deals with how many hundreds of runners daily, probably through email. He still manages to fit me in, and it's a very personal relationship.
First time I got to know Don was when he became coach of the President's Marathon Challenge, and that was a few years ago, and I was wondering, what the heck is this swimmer's coach coming to coach the marathon team? But he has the most amazing coaching techniques that helps each person to be the best that they can possibly be.
The legacy that Don's left has allowed for this foundation to really support what will be a great team and a great swimming program on both the men's and the women's side. The future of Tufts swimming is certainly an exciting thing to think about. It's an exciting thing to be part of.